Or we're joined by Denis Baranger, who teaches constitutional law at Paris 2 Panthéon-Assas University. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, it's good to be here.
First time since this article where you can fast track bills and you have an almost automatic vote of no confidence. It was introduced by General de Gaulle when he founded the current constitution. It's not been used yet by Emmanuel Macron. It's the first time. As we heard, there was a bit of a filibuster by the opposition with the introduction of loads of amendments to the bill, and so it would have clogged all the parliamentary agenda, thus the decision to fast-track it. When critics call Article 49.3 of the Constitution an assault on democracy, are they right?
No, it's not really. It's a mechanism in the Constitution to the effect that the Prime Minister can push a bill through Parliament without any further ado, without any further vote. He forces Parliament to enact, to transform the bill into an act of Parliament without any further vote. Obviously, it's a show of strength between the Prime Minister, more than the President, actually. It's the Prime Minister that triggers the mechanism, and Parliament. But to call that an assault on democracy is far-fetched.
But it is a lever that critics say gives the president outsized power. He can effectively force through a bill because Emmanuel Macron has a large majority in Parliament.
Well, there are three scenarios, basically, when Article 49.3 can be used. First, it's been used as a way to cement a weak majority, as did Michel Rocard in the late 80s. Second, it can be used to crush a rebellion within your own ranks, in your own majority, as in the case of Macron, but when he was Minister of Finance with the Loi Macron, the Macron Act in 2015. On third, today's case, when you want to crush the opposition because there's been too much filibustering.
So let me ask you to play sociologist, Denis Baranger. How do the French see it? Is it something normal, what we're witnessing?
Well, it's normal. I mean, technically it's normal. 89 uses of that procedure since 1958. It's not an emergency procedure. It's not that forceful, actually. But the more you go, the more the French are hostile to it. They see it, just like you said, as an assault on democracy. Benoît Hamon, the former socialist candidate, wanted to remove this procedure from the Constitution, like Manuel Valls or François Hollande, and he wanted to create what he called democratic participatory 49.3. I don't know what he meant by that, but he wanted to show that actually this way that this weapon of mass destruction that the government has against maybe its own majority or the opposition is increasingly seen by the French opinion as something too forceful or maybe dangerous for democracy.
And
but it's perception more than reality.
It is perception. And what is the perception overall, more generally, of Emmanuel Macron after this pension reform bill finally gets through? Because it's going to be a few more months now as well.
Probably. Well, you know, probably he could wait no more, because there will be the municipal election in a few weeks, and he needs to have some successes. He needs to pass his main bill through on to be successful. In that sense, he's going to succeed, because there's no way he can fail. There won't be a motion of no confidence. Two of them have been tabled, but there's no way they are going to prevail in Parliament. But as far as the opinion is concerned, I think it's seen as a weakness for Macron, because there's no other way he can pass his bill. 40,000 amendments. And I think what matters really is the coalition between the opposition in Parliament, on the unions, on the opinion on the street, on the gilets jaunes in France.
Yeah, just one final question. Sure. I'm going to ask you now to play political scientist. There are two motions of no confidence being tabled, one by the Conservatives and one by the left.
Yes.
And the National Front, the far right, is going to vote for the one that's on the left. Why is that?
I think that's because they disapprove of the amendments that the right wing want to include in the bill about the pension reform.
All right.
So it's a disapproval about the policy on pensions.
All right. Far right, backing the left-wing motion instead. Denis Baranger, many thanks for being with us.
Thanks a lot.
There's more to come here on France 24. More